Hi, hello, my name is Comer Joseph. I hope we've all been having a great day so far. Welcome back to another True Crime Tuesdays video. If you are new, I welcome you. Now, I know I have been gone for a minute. Real life had really caught up with me with school and with all this other stuff, so unfortunately I wasn't able to get anything up at all this month, but praise God, I'm actually able to record and actually give y'all a new video this week. Today I will be discussing the unsolved disappearance of Relisha Rudd. As I was researching this case, I must say that this was a complete mess. There was literally plot twist after plot twist, and honestly, I'm not sure if that's really a good thing when it comes to the disappearance of a child. It just seemed like certain adults in her life truly failed this sweet little girl. And I encourage you all to actually do your own research and not just go ahead and look at my video about this case. So here we go. Relisha Rudd was born on October 29th, 2005 in Washington, D.C. to parents Shamika Young and Irvin Rudd, who was unfortunately convicted of involuntary manslaughter of his own 17-month-old daughter in 1992, but was released 10 years later. Relisha did have 3 younger brothers, and pretty much when it came to her family life, times were so rough that Relisha and her family did unfortunately live in a homeless shelter at some point. Relisha had been described as a little girl who was charming. She knew how to brighten a room, loved having a good time, had a great big smile, was lovable, kind-hearted, friendly, a sweetheart, and others just really loved being around her. So this is my guess. By the time that Relisha was 8 years old, her mom, Shamika, didn't want her daughter to have to stay at a homeless shelter, so Relisha would have to stay with a man she befriended at the shelter named Khalil Tatum, who Relisha would call her goddaddy. What makes me give Khalil the side eye is that not only would he give Relisha gifts like a tablet and manicures, but he would also give gifts to other little girls at the shelter. But for some reason, he never did that kind of thing for the little boys at the shelter. So since he worked at the shelter, he wasn't supposed to be gifting people the way that he was. But for some odd reason, he never faced any consequences for his actions. I don't know if people just didn't find out or if people did find out, but he wasn't really disciplined about that. I don't really know what went on with that situation. Before Relisha was in Khalil's care, living at the shelter, which had really bad conditions, the girl would ask people at the school if she could stay a little later and even fake being sick so she could stay at relatives' homes. But my thing is, why couldn't she just be in the care of a relative? And I believe that this relative is her grandmother, who is Shamika's mother. So I just don't understand why she couldn't be in her care and why Relisha had to be in the care of this so-called family friend. So if you know much more about this case than I do, or even if you don't, just go ahead and leave your thoughts in the comment section about that, because that is pretty confusing to me. When Relisha was in Khalil's care, the school noticed that she didn't even come to school for 2 to 3 weeks. But these absences would be excused because it was claimed by Khalil that Relisha was sick. Not only that, but he went by Dr. Tatum. But that's what makes this situation even worse, because Khalil is not any type of doctor. Thankfully, the school wanted to look into this more, so they tried to set up a meeting with Khalil, but for some strange reason, he never showed. So because of this, on March 10th, 2014, 8-year-old Relisha would be pronounced missing. A social worker decided to look into the situation, asking for Dr. Tatum, but would find out that Khalil Tatum was the custodian and not an actual doctor. Now, what makes me give Shamika the side eye is that she told police that her daughter was with Tatum at a medical conference in Atlanta, Georgia, knowing good and well that he wasn't a doctor. So that piece of information just baffles my mind as well. Here's another shocker. Another piece of information which completely confuses me is that Shamika said that her mother, Relisha's grandmother, wrote fake doctor notes saying that Relisha was under Dr. Tatum's care. And I don't know if she said this before or after the police asked about Relisha's whereabouts. Just when you think the situation can't get any worse, Khalil had a history of being in trouble with the law. Not only was Relisha missing, but Khalil was as well, so the police were looking for both of them. Further into the investigation, police discovered a surveillance video of Tatum with Relisha in the local Holiday Inn entering a hotel room. Honestly, that type of sight truly just messes me up. Like, there is no reason why some 50-year-old man who is not related to this 8-year-old girl should be entering a hotel room with her, alone. Once again, this case only gets worse. A day after Tatum checked into the hotel, he would buy a 42-gallon trash bag, and all I'm saying is that Relisha had to have exited that hotel room somehow. Here's another twist. Tatum had a wife named Andrea, but the crazy part is that when police were gonna question her, they found her dead in another hotel room by gunshot wounds. The hotel surveillance cameras found the couple going inside the room the night before Andrea was killed, so, looking at the surveillance cameras and looking at what happened before the murder took place, the police were really giving Tatum the side eye. At that point, Tatum was not only wanted for kidnapping, but for murder. A friend of Andrea Tatum not only believes that Andrea was killed because she knew something about Relisha's whereabouts, but that this man also believes that Relisha was possibly sold into sex trafficking. 11 days after Andrea was killed, the police made a shocking discovery. They not only found Tatum, but they found him dead in a park due to a self-inflicted gun wound. This weapon was also the same weapon used to kill his wife, so I'm pretty sure you can go ahead and put 2 and 2 together. With Tatum gone and even his wife gone, there's not much the police were able to find out about Relisha's whereabouts, especially when she was last seen with Tatum. Shamika Young would be investigated for obstruction of justice, but no charges would be made, which confuses me since she literally lied to the police about where her own daughter was and lied about Tatum's true identity. Relisha would be 15 years old right now if she is still alive. What do you believe happened to her? Do you think that her mother might know something? Do you believe that Relisha is no longer with us, or that she is still alive but trapped in sex trafficking? Feel free to share your thoughts in the comment section. It's such a shame that this little girl had to go missing the way that she did. I'm sure her younger brothers, if they remember her, miss this little girl dearly. Even if her adult family members haven't shown any concern about her, there seem to have been adults at her school who truly cared about this little girl and have no rest not knowing what happened to her all those years ago. Like, the God that I serve, the God of the Bible, is a God of justice. He knows exactly what happened to Relisha, and he will make sure that everyone responsible for her disappearance will receive justice. I thank you all for taking the time today to watch this video. If you did like this video, please feel free to hit the like button. Once again, if you do have any thoughts about this case, please leave those thoughts in the comment section. If you'd like to see more videos from me, please feel free to subscribe and click the bell to be notified about the next video. If there's a certain true crime case that you'd like me to cover, please let me know. I'll see y'all for the next True Crime Tuesdays. I'll talk to y'all later.